Hi Libra, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to March 2021. We're going to be talking about the astrology, and I'm also going to be pulling some tarot cards at the end. I'm going to timestamp in the description box below when I'm starting the tarot. And guys, you're also going to find in there, I'm offering a 20% off 2-year anniversary code. I've been doing this for 2 years on YouTube. I've been having such a good time. Thank you so much to all of you who've been really just tuning in, the subscriptions, the comments, all of it's been great. So if you're interested in checking out any of my services, this might be a good time to do that just for the month of March, as long as the slots stay open. So let's talk about March, because March is starting off with Mars and Gemini for you guys in the 9th house. So what is the 9th house? The 9th house is your personal philosophy, your moral code, your moral compass, right? So it's a number of things. So on the one hand, it's that. It's your belief system, right? It could be your organized religion, the sort of the moral code, the moral blueprint by which you live your life. At the same time, it also has to do with long distance travel, foreign lands, foreign cultures, anything to do with travel. Any sort of travel is indicated here. It also has to do with higher education. It also has to do with advertising and marketing and negotiating contracts and negotiating these kind of anything having to do with business. The negotiation happens in Sagittarius. Everything gets signed in Gemini across the wheel, right? So that's kind of how this works. So you have Mars in Gemini, which is all about communication, all about learning, all about online communication, not only written and text message and email, but literally all kinds. So Gemini is also siblings. I'm giving all of these different things because this is how it's going to be manifesting in your life, right? Because there are many of you, and then many other things are going to be aspecting your chart. But this is just to give you a real solid flavor of what's going on, at least with the archetype of Libra in your chart. So having Mars in there, that has been feeling like for the past, like the past couple of months, January and February, certainly, Mars has been feeling very sort of like hidden, very stuck in January and February. Now it's like he's just going to catapult us in whatever area of our chart we're going to be experiencing him in. So it's really good to definitely check out your rising sign, again, rising sign, moon sign, and your sun sign as well, especially in these areas. And then also your Venus sign, if you know that as well. So anything having to do with these 9th house matters, great for higher ed endeavors. Again, advertising, marketing, negotiating, any business venture, any lawsuit that you have going on, any travel, literal or metaphorical. And what I mean by metaphorical is maybe you're taking up a new topic of study, but in a college, or you're deciding to learn something very significant that's going to sort of change the path of your life. And remember now, Mars is the Emperor energy. Well, Mars is a couple of things. Mars is the Tower card in tarot, which is all about the lights coming on and things being illuminated, to the extent of we're pushed to ask ourselves, why this thing that we're involved in the way that we're involved in it, where does it need to change? Where does something need to change? Because Mars is all about having us be on that right path and exactly where it is that we need to be. Okay, fine. So that's Mars. Now, Mars also rules Aries, which is the Emperor. It's come on, let's go. Fresh path, new perspective, feeling confident, feeling self-assured. So I am loving this for you guys. Honestly, I think that this is going to be a very good energy. Now, it's going to help balance out, because you do have a lot of stuff going on. Well, we're going to talk about it. You have a lot of stuff going on kind of like in the relationship sector. On the 4th into the 5th, we have Jupiter, Mercury conjunct Aquarius in your 5th house. So great energy though, and synchronicities in this 5th house of it's fun, it's romance, it's children, it's creativity. Jupiter is all about fortunate expansion, right? We always talk about that. It's going to be happening through communication, business dealings, learning new skills, signing things at the bottom line, problem solving. And in this house, it can indicate pregnancy, or finding out any issues that might be you might be dealing with getting pregnant if you're in that stage of your life. But in Aquarius, right? Aquarius makes whatever is happening here for it to, in a very supported way, help us to understand that things need to be handled differently, because that's what Aquarius is. Aquarius is very unique. It's very different, right? Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. It's about surprises, and sometimes they're not so shocking surprises, but surprises presenting themselves so that we can do things differently, right? But there's going to be this sort of benefit that it's going to end up bringing to your future, because remember, in tarot, Aquarius is the star card, and that's about renewal and hope and having faith. So fabulous for you entrepreneurs out there, those looking for romance, new romance, especially, that's fifth house. Marriage is more seventh house, but fifth house, new romance, or even looking to work on deepening a relationship that you're in. Again, marriage would be more the seventh house, but maybe how you guys in your relationship, how you function in your daily experience, your day-to-day daily connection. But this also indicates something fortunate in the lives of your children, those of you who already have children. So you've been toying with taking a risk on something in this area. I do feel like you just go for it, on the whole. And again, though, this could even be any sort of business endeavor. You might have some sort of business endeavor cooking in the works here, or because again, fifth house is creativity. It's what you do because you love to do it, but a lot of, generally speaking, it's what we look at as the entrepreneurial house as well, as you're taking something that you love to do and then you're figuring out how to actually make money with it, right? So that is a really, really good energy for those of you who are doing that. On the whole, though, what's interesting is that I'm speaking about all this energy, right? A lot of this is going to be happening very internal, as energy often does. The days themselves are going to be pretty chill. There's going to be kind of like a little bit of a serene vibe, but it's almost like the calm before your expansion. And you're going to feel very tolerant too, which will be nice. Generally speaking, again, I don't know what else is aspecting your chart, but generally speaking, this particular energy does sort of incite a particular type of like poise and tolerance, right? Is what I've been saying. Um, Excellent energy for meeting people, right? Because Aquarius is the sign of the humanitarian. So if we throw this together, like some of you are going to be needing new people who absolutely belong on your path in order to expand your understanding or your experience in this fifth house right now. Even if it's just to encourage your confidence, or if you need a little boost, right? So how can all of this end up rolling out? Maybe you're meeting somebody new in relationship and it's very sort of destiny driven, and you're sort of vibing that right now. This could have to do with meeting a new business partner or somebody who ends up being very important in an entrepreneurial endeavor. Meeting a doctor who can help you and your partner get pregnant if you've been struggling with that. Anything like that, anything, or maybe meeting somebody who would help you really hone some sort of talent or some sort of skill that you've been working on. Fifth house is the Leo. Leo is the landlord of the fifth, right? Ruled by the sun. So Leo's also the energy of the entertainer. So maybe some of you who are really trying to hone a focus on maybe your craft, having to do with anything in the arts. Maybe you're trying to break into the industry and you meet somebody who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who ends up helping you on that path. So really, really nice. And we're all of us are going to be feeling more thoughtful and even very introspective wherever this energy is focused. And again, because it's in your fifth house. So you'll be evaluating what you've learned in the past and what you plan for the future. And you're going to be sort of melding the two, which I really think, regarding romance, children, your creativity, business, your willingness to take a gamble too, right? Because fifth house is gamble. So gambling, it's not only playing craps at the table or doing the slots. It's also this confidence to be able to take a gamble, to take that risk, right? Now, don't be surprised if you feel a deepening or a shifting of your personal philosophy in this energy. Jupiter does that to us from time to time if we're paying attention and we allow him. It's a good thing, because it's like you need to see something a little differently. It's going to be presented to you. Just make sure that you're awake to receive it. If there's any underlying restlessness regarding this fifth house, regarding of romance that's in your life, regarding something to do with kids, something to do with your business, anything like that, there may be this urge stirring within you for some really solid change right now that's ultimately going to end up giving you more freedom, Jupiter, and excitement, right? And this is a good month to be very proactive. So, if you're looking for love, join that dating site, focus on your creativity or your business, get more serious about becoming pregnant, plan some fun things to do with your kids, play a scratch off ticket too, because that hangs out in this house too. So anything like that. Okay, now moving forward from the 10th into the 15th, I'm calling these mystical days. These are sort of complex. So I'm going to sort of walk you through it. We're going to have, there's a stellium in Pisces here. So we're going to have the sun is going to be conjunct both Venus and Neptune in Pisces, and it's going to be in your 6th house of your day-to-day experience, right? And this is an interesting one because the dynamic between the inner and the outer planets are going to be giving you a feeling like something needs to be released in your 6th house of your day-to-day experience at home, at work, right? 6th house is a lot about work environment, people that you work with and for, the actual place that you work. It's also your health, mental, physical, emotional. It's also your small pets, anything like that. Okay. So, you may feel like you need to release something or someone from your day to day. So this can be anything from breaking a bad habit that's not good for your health. Redecorate, and I can hear some of you from here. Wow, that relationship's a bad habit. I need to release it. I know Libras have been going through it, right? I do know that. Changing your routine though is a very beneficial thing to do here. This can extend to even like maybe moving out of your home or throwing somebody out if you need to. I'm not a proponent of doing that. I'm just saying that you may be in that space where you're realizing, all right, this thing in my day to day, I can't do it anymore. But what's interesting is that there's another side to this, okay? Because whatever it is that you're going to feel like you need to release, it's almost like you've been inhaling for so long, having to do with the situation in your day-to-day existence, that it's time to exhale, even if you're kind of scared to do it, even if maybe you don't feel totally ready to do it. But you have to, because what's going to be happening, keep in mind we get that Pisces and Neptune energy there, you're going to be dreaming and you're going to be envisioning another way for you. So it's not that you want to like just say, the hell with this, I don't want this life anymore. It's like you have this pretty set idea in your mind about where it is that you want to go and what it is that you want to do, and you want to manifest that idea. But in order to manifest that idea, you need to release something from your day-to-day experience. And Neptune here, when Neptune's in the house, things are very smoke and mirror, right? You're just not sure, right? I always say it's like an energy it's like trying to look at reality through a very dirty window. You kind of know what's there, but you're not sure. But you're going to be feeling very dreamy, and it's going to feel really good, but an excellent time to maybe take a week off of work if you can, and just go sit on a cloud, float in a daydream, and just talk about what it is that you want to do. Because Neptune makes everything dreamy, like that. But then the other side is also this sense of fogginess. So just be careful of any deception during this energy. Listen to people who are speaking to you, but take everything with a grain of salt. I'm not telling you that people are going to be lying to you flat out. They might even believe their own stuff. You might believe your own stuff. But how practical are things, moving forward? Not so sure. And you may feel this though intuitively, which is another layer to this energy. It's like, Jackie, make up your mind. Is it good? Is it not good? Is it good? Is it challenging? It's good. But there's going to be this voice underneath that's going to be saying, can I trust this? I'm just not sure. And that's the thing. And that's going to create a bit of a pressure, which can give you a sort of like a type of anxiety that's not at all unfounded here, because what's going on here for you is that there's either a partner, a job, something regarding your health, or possibly even something going on with one of your pets, any situation in your daily life, right? Could be anything that you are unsure, insecure, unsure and insecure about, or you might even be fearing a sense of deception. Like, I'm not sure if I could trust this, or is this person being, honest with me, or are they just giving me lip service? You want to believe, you want to move forward, but yet you're sort of trepidatious, and you're not going to be able to see the whole picture very, very clearly right now. So you're not going to be totally sure how to proceed forward. Okay, so just know that this is going to be coming in. But what's interesting here is that we are all moving forward in this energy anyway. Thing here is there's a version of a reality that you envision in this house, okay, that may be unrealistic or exaggerated. Plans and schemes that you guys are creating for yourselves right now may not work out. So it's having that dreamy conversation with that person, that business partner, that intimate partner, that family member, whatever it is, or getting this beautiful idea in your mind, and it may not be able to be executed in the 3D reality, but that's okay. You would get a version of it, trust me, because the other energy is going on. So just be careful of what you're hearing and also what you're saying. But the really good part about this energy, I do have to say, is it's a really excellent soft sell energy. So if you have to convince your boss, an employee, your colleagues, anybody in work about any sort of, to consider some sort of idea that you'd like to push forth, it's excellent. Excellent time to, again, work on your health. If you want to rescue a pet, it's an excellent time to convince your partner that this would be a good thing for your household, right? Anything like that is a good energy for that. Now, at the same time, on the 13th, we have the new moon in Pisces, and this is also in your 6th house. So the new moon in Pisces marks the beginning of a new cycle. So we're out of the Aquarius, right? The Aquarius new moon cycle is finishing, and the Pisces new moon is beginning. So really good time to commit to personal goals that express the positive energies of Pisces, which really is about taking a leap of faith and accepting imperfections, right? Or redefining imperfections as perfect. Just as, like, it's almost like updating your definition of what perfect means, right? Having to do with, so it's 6th house, so having to do with that work project, that job, whatever your experience is, at work that requires your imagination and your visualization skills. Maybe you've been feeling a little held back or a little like behind the ball a little bit on this, but this energy is going to be pushing you to think about things a little differently. This is also really good for starting a new program or routine that can help ultimately to improve your mental, physical, or emotional health. Excellent for therapy. This is great, guys, for doing shadow work, anything like that. Just be sure to consciously put some time aside for peaceful activities that'll help you recharge your batteries. This is very potent Pisces energy. And remember, Pisces is the subconscious, so it could be exhausting because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on there. So it's almost more mental exhaustion than anything else. But this is really beautiful for helping us to make some really important changes in our lives. For you guys, it's in that 6th house. So you might realize that things that have seemed so broken in your daily life, that job, your health, your spirituality even, what you allow to be part of your daily existence is really more bent than broken. So you might feel pushed to work something out, or you may, for a lot of you, what you're going to be in the space of allowing your sense of self-love and determination to not allow you to be martyred for the sake of a situation anymore. And you're going to be able to find the strength to release something from your day-to-day experience once and for all. So that's, I mean, guys, seriously, like breaking the habits, whether it's like an addiction to a substance, an addiction to shopping, an addiction to a person, anything like that. This is a really kind of gentle energy with Venus and Neptune, and they're approaching a conjunction. It's going to be in Pisces from the 24th to the 29th. All the major bodies are going to be direct. So we're all going to be feeling the sense of moving forward. Again, even though we might be a little confused for that little snippet of time there, but it's weighted enough for me to take the time to explain why you might be feeling that way, but we are still going to be moving forward. And what I really like here is Ceres is going to be conjunct Chiron in Aries at the time of this new moon. So really good healing. And it's going to be allowing us to really accept our vulnerabilities and our sensitivities, and to just accept, that, yeah, I'm sensitive. I feel a certain way about that thing and I need to release it. Or I'm sensitive. I feel a certain way about that person, and the hell with everybody. I want to try to work this out, at this job, with this, whatever is in my daily life, right? Excuse me. So next we have on March 20th, we have the equinox, which is the astrological new year. It's one of the most important days of the year. This is when the sun is going to be entering into Aries. And it's happening kind of early this year, to be honest with you. But for you guys, Libra, this is happening in your 7th house. Okay. So we have energy going on in your 5th house, and we got energy going on in the 7th house. Sun, focus, Aries, fresh path, new perspective. 7th house, marriage, partnerships. Okay. So you love balance in all aspects of your life, right? And you will bend over backwards to compromise your own needs, just to maintain harmony in a relationship. But this equinox is going to be a little different. You're going to be focusing more on how you feel instead of how you make other people feel. Strong feelings related to your core beliefs are going to bubble up to the surface, and you definitely are going to feel more combative than usual. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, awesome. That, no, it's necessary. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to lose your temper. And me suggesting that you not do that is actually going to control that is silly. You're going to lose your temper. You are. But it's like you have to, right? This is something that you have to do because it's part of you being really honest with yourself, right? And to me, I'm looking for you. I'm looking at like, because I wrote down like release valve. It's more like a release valve for you. It's going to serve as that. It's so important though. Just be honest with yourself when it happens. And what I mean by that is 7th house of marriage, 7th house of partnership, anything where you're in this bonded shared connection with somebody. Just make sure that you are not deflecting. I'm not saying that you would, but you want to just check yourself. I always say that. We should all do that. You want to check yourself that you're not exaggerating something or placing blame on someone in an unfounded or unfair way, when at the end of the day you just simply maybe don't want to be in something anymore, or at the end of the day you just don't like how your energy feels around that person or in that situation. Do you know what I mean? It's just that, just be honest with yourself. Just, and just be honest about it. This is a great energy to reconnect with family and friends. Really great. Most likely, online, probably just because of COVID and everything that's been going on. But, strengthening those external connections as well. Really good energy. Now, for those of you know that I said all of that about marriage. But if part of the issue maybe that you're struggling with is whether you want to have a baby or not, and I know not all of you are in that space. A lot of you are like, shop's closed, woman. But if you are, this is a really great energy to try to get pregnant. For sure. For those of you who are looking to do that. And if you're not, be careful. Okay. On the 24th to the 29th, we have Venus and the Sun conjunct in Aries, also in your 7th house. So you are going to feel way focused. Very strong motivation to make changes in your partnership. Now, that could be marriage, business partnership, because not all of you are married, business partnership, or really any of the serious bonded connection. And the thing is, this feeling is going to be unavoidable, right? It's like an inconjunct in astrology. Like you can't put it on a shelf. You can't talk yourself out of it, nothing like that. You're going to want to infuse more honesty, more love, more resolve in the 7th house. You are paying attention to what makes you feel good, Libra. Where have you been overdoing, overgiving? Where have you been maybe not doing enough? How loved do you feel? How connected do you feel to that partnership? Do you feel really into that business connection? Has honesty and communication or intimacy been an issue in any of your relationships? It's time for a new approach here. And these feelings are going to present themselves to you as a truth that needs addressing, and which I think is awesome. I didn't say comfortable, I said awesome. Because this transit, though, it ultimately ends up bringing like love, peace, harmony, and focus on relationships. And and romance and creativity and even finances here. So it's a great time to have that discussion that you've been avoiding, because you may come to learn that the person that you're dealing with doesn't feel the way that you actually think they feel. Or if you know that something has reached the end of the road, they may be in a very sort of like-minded space, in a way where there's less drama than maybe you had anticipated or maybe even feared, you know? Now, March 28th, we have the full moon in you guys, in your first house of self. So guys, you are seriously going to be re-examining this idea of me versus we, right? That idea of self, and who's across the wheel from you is the seventh house of marriage, right? First house works with the seventh house, right? It's your house of mirroring. So needs are going to be looked at here. And because it's in you guys, it's going to be a lot about fairness. But this is the thing. I feel like this is like an out of bondage into the promised land kind of energy. And I know people, those of you cross watching may feel really uncomfortable, but you know, with the fact that I'm saying that, but you have such a strong need for balance and harmony right now. Like that's just on the forefront of everything that you're doing, you know, and you want to probably, you just want to gonna want to play nice like Libra normally does. And then it's the full moon in Libra. So that's all like, okay, let's just play nice, you know, all of that. You're not going to want to ask those fundamental questions to like disturb the peace. But at the same time, you're going to be pushed to share those feelings, good and bad, both of them. Don't be afraid to be who you really are, despite what is expected of you, right? Because the people in your life may just be like, Libra's so chill and always so balanced and focused. And the Libra that shows up this month may be like a little like, because you know what this is going to do? This is going to put you in a mindset of a what about me kind of energy. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? With this full moon in your first house, you're looking for a little bit of attention right now because you feel that life has been too other oriented recently. You know, you're very concerned about what somebody else is going through or what their needs are. You're just gonna be like, no. Now you want to try to avoid any outbursts if you can. You're probably not going to be able to. Because it's the thing is, you're going to want the balance and you're going to hold out until you can't anymore. And then it's just going to be like, bah, you know, I just, little heads up, assertiveness will work a lot better than reactive aggression, right? It's always better to, you know, respond to something rather than react. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, look, I mean, the idea here is that we have to understand why you're going to be feeling like this. It's because you feel like you're questioning what, if you matter, if you matter in this relationship, if you matter in this situation, and you do, what you need and desire is important, and it's time for you to communicate this, but in a healthy way, right? There's a way for you to assert your needs without stepping on everybody's toes. Finding a balance between autonomy and dependence is going to be happening for you in this full moon. Your emotions are going to be on your sleeve right now. You're not even going to be able to help it, and that's fine. Not problem, not a common energy for an air sign to feel, right? Who cares? It doesn't, I don't even care what else is aspecting you right now. All Libras are going to be feeling this. It's a good time to put your needs first, but do so with respect to others, because that's going to go take you much further. And whether you can succeed as a leader, as the emperor, right, in your own life right now is tested right now. You're going to be tested, you know? And it could show up a couple of different ways. It's going to just show up with, you know, testing your emotions about being in a situation, or really pushing you into this space where you're going to be battling these fears of, oh my God, what if I leave this, or if I, you know, dissolve this partnership, even if it's a business, whatever, how am I going to make money? What am I going to do? And it's just like you're being tested now to show up. So you have to stand up for yourself, be very assertive, and it's going to be a really interesting month for you guys. I just feel like, for sure. So let's head over to pull in the cards. Let me just expand my screen. I'm going to just pull the screen down so that you guys can see the cards. And we're going to pull a Celtic cross spread. Again, I am still going to be doing my weeklies, but I just thought, let's pull a Celtic cross, like general, for the month. Some good energies going on here. Six of Wands, all about success. Two of Cups, fabulous. Four of Swords rather. The Hierophant energy. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. King of Swords. King of Wands. Knight of Wands. I mean, you are ready to be a free spirit, Libra. You just are. We have coming into this energy, the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, it's an earth energy. This is very auspicious for every area of your life. That really is. I mean, this is just about a new start having to do with, it could be money, anything that is going to bring you a foundation of stability. Very fortunate energy. It is. It's one of the most benefic energies in the minor arcana here. So it could indicate a new job, a new connection, but there's newness. Ace is new, and this was like in the recent past. Right now we have the Six of Wands, which is all about success. So there's some sort of success, and somebody deserves success. Great energy if you've been struggling lately. This does indicate acknowledgement at work. This is a general influence. In relationships, this could indicate feelings being shared and well received, really good communication coming in that ends up leading to like a deepening of a connection, but just generally good news in pretty much any aspect of your life, love, um, business, property, education, decision-making skills, anything like that. Really, really good. And that's being complemented by the Two of Cups. So those of you in business, this is a really good conversation that you would be having with either your boss, colleagues, a business partner, anything like that. Very mutually supportive energy is indicated here. This could indicate a new relationship, obviously, if you guys are unattached. Positive proposal coming in, so somebody offering you something, proposing something. So it's like, let's go out, let's have a baby, let's get married, let's take on this new project, right? Anything like that. And if things are difficult, harmony will return in this energy, as this is all about nurturing something. This is nurturing. So we have success and nurturing, fabulous. But at the same time, you're hanging on this Four of Swords energy, you're taking a step back, right? For perspective. So really good energy for therapy and shadow work here as well, as I indicated, even in your astrology. You're just trying to figure out the right way forward in some sort of either marriage situation or business situation. But it's really figuring out that Jupiter and Libra energy. It's like, how can I bring myself happiness? I need to change my perspective. That's the energy, not me, you, Libra, right? And what's the foundation is the Hierophant. It's one of the marriage cards, you know? I mean, this has to do with conforming to something, tradition. That's why we call it one of the marriage cards. So this can certainly be a point, an idea. Maybe you're thinking about wanting to get married. Maybe you're thinking about your marriage. Maybe it has nothing to do with that. And you're thinking about what is necessary to conform to a situation in business. It could even be that, or needing to follow the rules having to do with some sort of creative project that you want to expand into something having to do with your own business. It's, but it's understanding that. And, with the Hierophant energy, when we say belief system with the Hierophant, it has a lot to do with societal expectations and conformity, So like, what does society expect? What are the expectations within this dynamic, right? So it could certainly be of a business or of a marriage, but here you are, you just want to pop out your, because the Cancer Leo energy, you just want to be a free spirit. This is a really good time to express your ideas and go after what you want, especially as this represents you in the reading. Don't think that you're not good enough the way you are. Like in this energy, I always say, don't allow the idea of perfectionism to get in the way. You have everything that you need. You just really do. This is a really good energy. Now, externally impacting you, we have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is ideas are popping. I mean, as a general energetic influence, ideas are happening for you. You're going to have the energy and the strength to make things happen for yourself. Really, just like relationships are energized. This is really about stepping into your power. Because if like it's just a general energetic influence that's surrounding you. Now, some of you may be meeting this person, and this is somebody who really does kind of rely on ideas and communication for success, very communicative, very passionate, right? Because wands are will, motivation, passion, moving forward. Wands are also a phallic symbol, though, for sex. So this is somebody who could be very attractive. And this is an attractive energy who's all about stepping into their power. So you just want to, you might get a vibe that this is a person who is a little bit of a player, but in all actuality, they're more self-aware than they come off initially, and they do know how to focus on the right things in relationship. You know, they do. So we have this, though, as your challenge, the Knight of Swords. And so here we go with this up and down, unpredictable roller coaster energy is your challenge. This is sudden truths coming out, sudden realizations, underlying conflicts coming out. This could be super confusing or really like a huge relief for you, depending on what your situation is. Just whatever happens here, though, wait for things to settle down before you make a move. You know, expect the unexpected. Now, some of you may be challenged by a person who's like this, right? Who's very forthright and ready to fight for what they believe in. You know, maybe within your relationship, this is an energy that gets bored really easily and moves on and just creates a ton of drama and takes no responsibility, just like leaving you to like stew and just figure stuff out. And that could be very challenging for some of you. Kind of like, I always feel like it's a bit of a narcissist behavior there. You know, some of you may be dealing with a narcissist, and that's your challenge. So, I mean, the challenge here too is like, you feel all this fabulous energy, but then you have that. So very interesting. We have in the near future, we have the King of Swords. Okay, so King of Swords is staying very in the mental. Right? Let's talk about it as a general energetic influence. Focusing on the mind rather than the heart, taking charge of your circumstances. That's it. And remember, I said you guys are going to be tested to see how well you're going to be able to step in and take 100% charge of your circumstances and get out of something that has reached its expiration date, right? Some of you may be meeting a person who's like this. So this can be a very ambitious individual who's very logical, very outwardly calm, but they're not very emotional. Not very emotional. Sick and very in the mental. So I do hope that's you guys, right? Because I feel like whatever change is going on, that's probably your best strategy, it would seem. Now we have as the final outcome, the Ace of Swords. Yes, mental clarity. Again, another energy that's really good for all areas of your life. This is about new beginnings, decisions, clearer thinking in work, in love, any area of your life, really. But this is an immediate change of your circumstances for the better. This is you being really mentally agile right now. I like this. But here, the key is assertive, not aggressive. I mean, and having to do with relationships specifically, this is really about getting over any past obstacles and getting what you want. It's like thoughts becoming things. So this is about, you know, really setting your sights on, that's it, damn it, you know, I'm totally going to fix that relationship. I'm sick of it being in this space. Or that's it, I'm going to get out of this relationship. You know, it depends on what your situation is, but whatever is going to be happening, you're not going to be where you're at now, which is good because there's going to be change that's going to be beneficial for you. It's time to release the negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Somebody, who else got this? I don't remember who else got this. It's time to release the negativity. That's right. Drop it off at the corner. It has no space in your life right now. No. Thank you. Right. Definitely entering this beautiful new phase that we've been talking about, but everybody's finally out of retrograde and all of that nonsense. Well, Mercury won't be fully out of post shadow until the middle of the month, but whatever, he is moving forward. We are getting benefit from him. Anyway, my friends, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you guys probably in a couple of days to do the tarot only for career and relationship. You guys take care. Bye-bye.